Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump has officially been indicted and charged with 4 different counts related to the January 6th insurrection, and the right has been having their incredible, absolutely predictable meltdown, and we're going to go over some tweets and some clips here of some prominent right-wing figures losing their shit. But first, we're going to go over the charges just really quick. Federal President Donald Trump has been indicted by the grand jury convened by special counsel Jack Smith to investigate Trump and his allies' attempts to overturn the 2020 election. And the first thing that I want to say, just before we go over the charges really quick, before just as a preface to everything that I'm about to go over in this video, is he was indicted by a grand jury, and a grand jury is made up of American citizens, people that are part of the public, okay? So the right's rhetoric surrounding Donald Trump and the things that they say that he could have done or might have done, which we know he did, their rhetoric has been, let the American people decide. And, largely when they say that, they just mean, when it comes election time 2024, let them decide. But they say, let the American people decide. Well, when you get indicted by a grand jury, that is the American people deciding. And he was indicted by a grand jury of American people. And they decided, obviously, that Donald Trump needed to be charged related to the January 6th riot. Trump has been charged with 4 counts: conspiracy to defraud the U.S. by using dishonesty, fraud, and deceit to obstruct the nation's process of collecting, counting, and certifying the results of the presidential election; conspiracy to impede the January 6th congressional proceeding; a conspiracy against the right to vote and to have that vote counted; and obstruction of, and intent to obstruct and impede the certification of the electoral vote. Members of the grand jury met at the courthouse earlier today. The members left around 2 p.m. And then they also go over a list of co-conspirators: Rudy Giuliani, John Eastman. These were all people that were very prominent figures when the January 6th committee was, doing their hearings, going over evidence, and, showing, who was really involved when it came down to what was going on here. But the first right-wing nut that we're going to be looking at is Kari Lake. Kari Lake kind of, tried to do her own stolen election thing in Arizona last year in 2022 during the gubernatorial race, and it didn't work. It didn't really work. But earlier tonight, after the charges dropped, she said the regime is illegitimate. They may abuse their stolen power to indict and investigate those who question it, but those indictments and investigations will always be illegitimate as well. So I guess, again, for the right, who sit there and cry and whine and bitch like the crybabies that they are, the snowflakes that they are, they say, well, what has happened to law and order in this country? What has happened to law and order in America? So much for law and order when it comes to, holding people accountable for shit that they actually did that, is illegal. We have another tweet from Kari Lake here. Another one. The Department of Justice does not give a damn about justice. I can actually agree with that sentiment, but not because of them holding Trump accountable for shit that he should absolutely be held accountable for. I would definitely have a different reason behind me agreeing with that. The Federal Bureau of Investigation does not investigate. The Department of Homeland Security does not secure our homeland. The Department of Transportation has made traveling a nightmare. She's literally, completely ranting here. None of this stuff is really connected in any way, other than, she's just talking about the federal government. That's the only common theme throughout this rant. The border star Kamala has never visited the U.S.-Mexico border. The Department of Defense is too busy with the rest of the world to defend America. Defend America from what? What are you talking about? What do we need to defend it? What's going on? Is there something you don't know about you need to tell us? The World Health Organization has made the whole world sick. Gotta squeeze that COVID conspiracy in there. This is something I've said before in my videos. These really outspoken right-wing prominent figures, they gotta get every piece in. They gotta squeeze in that COVID conspiracy somewhere. You gotta squeeze it in at the very end, of course. What am I missing? Nothing, Kari. You pretty much covered. You got everything. Moving right on to Mark Levin, Jack Smith, who is the special counsel who has been investigating Donald Trump. He is the one who convened the grand jury that indicted Donald Trump today. Jack Smith just destroyed the constitutional electoral system. Again, Mark Levin, who is coined, at least himself, he coins himself as the serious the serious Fox News host. He only does a show once a week because he's the serious Fox News host. The serious Fox News host is literally sitting here saying that, again, holding a president accountable for trying to overthrow our democracy, literally being a traitor, committing sedition, is unconstitutional. How? How are you going to argue that? You're pro-Constitution, and then someone who literally tries to overthrow the Constitution, which says we have free and fair elections, someone who tries to overthrow a free and fair election, you don't want to hold them accountable for that. I don't get it. They say Joe Biden stole the election. No, Donald Trump actually tried to steal the election. I mean, the gaslighting and the coping, the hypocrisy, it's just too much. It really is. It's too much to take in. Mike Cernovich. There's a lot I could say about Mike Cernovich. The main thing that I think about when I think of Mike Cernovich is him bringing up a old Sam Seder tweet and pretty much getting a lot of people to come down very fast, literally getting Sam Seder canceled because of a joke that Sam Seder made quite a long time ago. Mike Cernovich is terrible for a lot of other reasons. This guy is awful for literally every single thing that you could name about him. There's no redeeming qualities of Mike Cernovich. He is a piece of shit by definition. It's an assassination by other means. There's no turning back from this moment. The United States is officially occupied by a hostile, demonic regime. Shed all childish illusions at night. Comply when you must. Resist when you can. The shadow of a new dark age is upon us. Truly. It truly is, because again, I'm sitting here looking at a group of grown-ass adults, a group of people that have very large platforms, sit here and complain and cry and say that we've entered a dark age because we are holding one of our elected officials, someone who held the highest office in the land, accountable for, again, essentially, literally, trying to overthrow our democracy. I cannot think of something more traitorous than that. I mean, I think, and I really do believe this as a progressive, you can make an argument for every single past president, terrible things that they have all done, all of them. But when it comes down to it, Donald Trump was elected in 2016, one of our most modern, most controversial presidents, literally tried to steal the election. I mean, just you say it out loud, but you can't. Saying it out loud doesn't do it justice. It really doesn't. Tim Poole says, you are in a civil war, as he links to the NBC article that was I was actually reading here about him being indicted by the federal grand jury. Again, these are the people that say that, they love the country, they're patriotic, they love America. That shit pisses me off. I want this country to be great. I do love this country. I want to stay in this country, okay? I think America could be an amazing country. I think America could be the greatest country in the world. I really do. We definitely have the economy. We definitely have money to be able to do that. We have the sustainability to be able to do that. But just when I see stuff like this, when I see people like Tim Poole, when I see anybody on the right saying stuff like saying that we're in a civil war or calling for a civil war, any crazy shit like that, I mean, what are you doing here? Why are you here? Why the fuck are you here if this is what you think is going to happen or what you want to do? It's not a civil war. If you want a civil war to happen, or you're calling for a civil war, or you think that this is means to start something or claim that you should start something like a civil war, you're fucking crazy. You're a traitor. And I don't use that word lightly. I mean that in every sense of the word. If you think that Donald Trump being indicted for trying to overthrow our election is the Civil War, you're a piece of shit. You are the most anti-American thing that I could possibly think of. the right sits there and, you know, they like to trash athletes and people that will kneel or not stand for the national anthem and say, oh, well, you know, they're traitors to the country. They don't like the country. They're this, they're that. You know, they should leave the country if they don't want to stand for the national anthem. If you don't want one of our presidents who tried to steal our election to be held accountable for that, if you don't want them to be held to the same standard we should be holding, you know, everybody to, I think we should hold Donald Trump, someone like Donald Trump, who, again, held the highest office in the land, to a higher standard than we should hold someone like a normal person. If you don't think that he should have been indicted, if you don't think that Donald Trump committed crimes or did anything wrong, just you can't call yourself a patriot. You can't say that you care about the well-being of this nation. You cannot say that you are pro-freedom if that's really, honestly, what you believe. You just, you can't. And we're going to watch a few clips here really quick. We're going to watch a clip here of Hannity and one of his guests talking about Jack Smith.
Greg, I'll let you weigh in next. Your thoughts on this?
This indictment strikes me as an amateurish joke. Frankly, Jack Smith is...
Yeah, a joke. It's a joke. Donald Trump, again, I mean, I can't just... I'm sounding like a broken record at this point. Keep saying the same thing over and over and over and over. It's not a fucking joke. If you think that this is a joke, Fox News legal analyst, this is the joke right here, guys. Legal analyst. It's like, you know, I didn't pull it up, but I saw it. Ben Shapiro even tweeted out. He was like, this Trump indictment is a stretch. Ben Shapiro, you know, he went to Harvard. You know, he was supposed to, he was a lawyer, right? It's not a stretch. It's called sedition, okay? What Donald Trump did is illegal. He did one of the worst things that you could possibly do. And again, he's a fucking traitor. And everyone that says that he's not is equally as bad.
Special counsel should be indicted for stupidity. It's that bad.
If we could indict people for stupidity, oh boy, Greg, you'd be at the top of the list, along with Donald Trump and every other single right-winger that I have gone over or make videos about on a regular basis. If we could indict people for being fucking stupid, I mean, boy, I can't tell you how many fucking Republicans would be on that motherfucking list. I can't even, like, overstate that fact.
But he has this disreputable habit of bringing politically driven prosecutions by contorting the law and mangling the evidence. And
Yeah. No. Talk about the politically driven prosecution of Joe Biden, where the right is trying to impeach Joe Biden. They're trying to impeach him, okay? They're trying to impeach Joe Biden because they're claiming that he lied to the American people, which, newsflash, everybody, almost every fucking American politician, almost every politician, they fucking lie. If you don't expect politicians to lie, if you don't expect any president of the United States to lie, you're fucking stupid, okay? I'm just saying it. I don't think it's okay. I don't want them to lie, but if you don't think that the fucking politicians lie, all of them almost, you're a fucking idiot, okay? But, you know, if you want to talk about a politically driven prosecution or politically motivated prosecution, talk about what they're doing to Joe Biden right now. Because, again, the Republican star witness, their star witness who testified in a closed-door meeting yesterday, who they won't even release the transcript. They will not release the transcript of this closed-door meeting. Their star witness, Hunter Biden's ex-business partner, who was supposed to spill all the fucking tea, didn't fucking say anything. No smoking gun. They have nothing on Joe Biden. They have Joe Biden talk to his son on the phone. That's all they have. They have nothing. They have absolutely nothing. But they're sitting here saying, "Well, you know, it's a politically motivated prosecution against Donald Trump," even though, you know, he literally tried to steal the fucking election.
you know, these 4 counts are the definition of a stretch. It's a Gumby indictment. conspiracy to defraud the government because Trump challenged certification of electors on January 6th? Well,
he did way more than that, though. Okay, that's not it. That is not all he did. That is so this guy. That's a fucking lie. Okay, that's a straight up fucking lie, dog. Come on. He did. That's not all he did. He did not only challenge the certification of certain electors. Okay, that's not what happened. There was so much more. You know, if you just don't want to talk about what happened on January 6th, cool. Just ignore what happened on January 6th. If you want to fucking sit there and say it was a conspiracy theory and, you know, it was the Democrats or the feds that set it up against Donald Trump, you're fucking stupid. I can't take you seriously. You're a clown. Okay? But even then, you know, talk about the phone call that Donald Trump made down to Georgia and said, well, you know, I just need you to find these 10,000 or 11,000. Don't even remember the number. I just need you to find, you know, this certain amount of votes. You know, no big deal. Nothing too wrong with this. It was not just that. Okay.
He's entitled to.
I mean, I don't expect right-wing media like Fox News to frame this in a genuine way, but fuck.
Do that under the Electoral Count Act. Democrats did the same thing in 2016 and in prior elections. Nor is it a crime to claim.
Did they? Democrats did the same thing. Really? I don't remember Obama trying to steal the election. I don't remember Obama trying to overthrow our democracy. I don't remember Obama committing or attempting to commit sedition. I don't remember Obama attempting a coup. I don't remember that. So someone's going to have to refresh my memory of that happening.
The election was stolen, which Hillary Clinton and Nancy Pelosi alleged 4 years earlier. And
again, you know, even if that's what you're gonna bring up, then, you know, again, we can make with tangible evidence a real case that, you know, Russia had a hand in helping Donald Trump win the election. So again, you know, if that's the route you want to go, let's go. We can do that too.
The point is, if Donald Trump truly believed he won, even if he was
legal
wrong
analyst
about it, and he used the legal process to contest the outcome as the law clearly permits, that is not election fraud. And then Smith tosses in obstruction charge,
okay.
conspiracy charge.
Sure, whatever.
Those are redundant of the first charge, and the exact same defense applies. So, you know, this.
So either way, he's a traitor, pretty much, is what this guy's saying. He's saying either way. He's like, he tacked on too many charges. You know, so either way, he's a traitor, is pretty much what this guy is saying.
It is a junk indictment, and it's politically motivated.
Yeah, politically motivated, my ass. I cannot believe that it really should not be legal for a network that claims to be news to have a banner at the bottom of the screen and say legal analyst. Legal analyst for someone that is sitting there literally ignoring everything that has to do with what the actual law says. And we have one more just short clip here. We're not going to watch this entire clip of Jesse Waters talking about this.
They're saying Trump broke the law when he asked Pence to do the right thing, to not certify and kick it back to the states. That was a different legal interpretation than many people had at the time, but it was a difference of opinion. And it didn't matter because Pence didn't do it.
Oh.
And then they're saying the January.
So, Jesse Waters said, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if Donald Trump asked Mike Pence not to, you know, certify the election, even though, you know, people were literally trying to get Mike Pence killed. And Mike Pence also tweeted out about the indictment and said that he didn't agree with it. Mike Pence is the biggest pussy in American history. Just had to make that note. But Jesse Waters says, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if Donald Trump, again, did something that you're not allowed to do. It doesn't matter if Donald Trump, you know, asked Mike Pence not to certify the election because Mike Pence didn't do what Trump asked him. So, you know, it doesn't matter if somebody hires a hitman to go and kill somebody that they want killed or somebody that they know or like their spouse or something. It doesn't matter if they go and hire the hitman or try to hire the hitman because it's something that actually happens apparently. It doesn't matter if they do it if the hitman doesn't actually go and kill the person, right? If you plan a crime, you know, if you plan the crime, that doesn't matter because conspiracy to commit a crime, that's not a real thing that you can get charged with here in America, where the rule of law, according to the right, the rule of law is, the most important thing. That's going to be it for the video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, press that little bell, turn on all notifications so you guys never miss an upload.